Again, this is another good example of NXT bringing importance to their women's division. Not Divas division, their women's division. So, Raw, take that and stick it. Hello all NXT fans and welcome to another video with me, Mike McRock, one half of the MRB Wrestling Review Show. Right now I'm going to give you guys this week's review for WWE NXT. And with this week's episode, not a lot has really been going on with this episode, and for the past few episodes I feel like NXT still needs to step it up and really stand out a lot more. And besides the main event, which was Charlotte versus Sasha Banks for the NXT Women's Championship, most of these matches were basically enhancement matches. I mean, you got the first match here, that was Jason Jordan and Chad Gable teaming up to take on Coulter and Samson, and there's a storyline going on where Jason Jordan was trying to find a partner, and now he has Chad Gable. Now he's finally gave in and gave Chad Gable a chance, and I like that we got to see a bit of Chad Gable in the ring. It wasn't too much, you really didn't need it. So I like that element of Jason Jordan teaming with Chad Gable and giving Chad Gable some bit of shine in this match. It was only a very short match, and the right team won here. Jason Jordan and Chad Gable went over the jobbers in this match. And I'm interested to see where this is going to go, if this is a storyline that's going to continue, or is it something that's going to be built up as a team, or maybe build up to a possible feud between the two of them. Who knows? I think I'd rather see them stick together for now. So I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to do with Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. You also had Samoa Joe take on Axel Tischer in another enhancement jobber match. Again, not a lot of things been going on in this match, but I do like to point out that I like that Samoa Joe switched it up here, and instead of getting a pinfall victory, he applied his rear naked chokehold and gave us a tap out, a submission victory, which is nice to see Samoa Joe mix it up. And the funny thing is, the next scene right after that was this vignette about Baron Corbin talking about his accomplishments in football, and also talking about how he doesn't care about what the fans think of him, and said that he doesn't understand why that the fans like people that were on the independent scene, you know, the internet darlings, if you will, like Samoa Joe, like Finn Balor and Sami Zayn. And it's interesting because this came right after the Samoa Joe match, which to me it only applies that somewhere down the line there's going to be a certain feud that's going to take place eventually between Samoa Joe and Baron Corbin. And you know what? I think this was much needed for Baron Corbin, in my opinion, because Baron Corbin hasn't been stepping it up as of late, and NXT done a really good job here in showing us a vignette, and I think it will give Baron Corbin some heel heat, and he will not be liked by the fans because they're gaining towards this heel type of character, which I'm already digging. And I like that they didn't have to use Baron Corbin in a match to gain the heel heat. All you needed was this video package. It's, you know, it's something really different, something really small, and it's something the NXT should do a lot more. I know they've done the Finn Balor, Who is Finn Balor, part 1 and 2 and 3, you know, building his character up as, you know, something that's being developed, and now they're doing the same thing with Baron Corbin here. I hope more of this from more other talent on their roster. So Eva Marie gets a segment on the show this week. You know, she comes out, cuts a really short promo, says that she's going to return in in-ring action, and the fans are just booing her. And it's not really winning over the fans, and it's not really winning over me. I don't feel the passion out of Eva Marie in that promo, even though it was pretty short. I think there's a problem with Eva Marie and her ability to connect with the fans. In my opinion, now that's just me. But we also get another tag team match. It was Blake and Murphy, the NXT Tag Team Champions. No, not Wesley and Blake. That's a shout out to you. You know who you are. And they take on Dawkins and Sawyer Fulton. Again, it's just another enhancement match where the Tag Team Champions go over. But I like that one of them, I'm not sure which one it was either Blake or Murphy, but one of them snuck up from behind and took out Sawyer Fulton. You know, it shows a little bit of slyness when it comes to their personalities because, you know, I think they're kind of dull. So adding that little dose in there was a nice touch on the part of the Tag Team Champions. But overall, this was just a way for them to go over in a segment that wasn't really necessary in my opinion. We also got a Sami Zayn medical update, and basically he came out and said that 2014 was the best year for him, and 2015 doesn't look good for him at all because apparently now he's not going to be in the ring for the entire year now. You know, I hope he doesn't fall under that Daniel Bryan tree where he comes back, he gets injured again, comes back and gets injured again. I got a bad feeling about Sami Zayn's career right now, but however, he did mention about wanting revenge on Kevin Owens, and he said that that no matter what Kevin Owens does, Sami Zayn is going to be right there with him. About that, you know, the feud might continue, but it won't be resolved in 2015, so my interest and intrigue with the whole Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn feud has just been pushed down to the very minimum right now. I'm just not feeling it. And now we get into the NXT Women's Championship main event match on this week's show, and that was Sasha Banks defending the title against Charlotte. And I wasn't overly excited going into this match, mainly because I've seen this match way too many times on NXT, and the whole point of Sasha Banks winning the championship was to have different matches. Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks versus Bayley, Sasha Banks versus Blue Pants, you know, Sasha Banks versus Emma or Dana Brooke or whatever. So I wasn't overly excited going into this match, mainly because of that reason. But I gotta say, every time these two women put on a match, it's never a bad one. And they always mix it up. You know, it doesn't ever feel like it's the same match that we get from Sasha Banks and Charlotte. I like that. And what I really like is that there is a mix of storytelling and wrestling throughout this entire match. And I think that the right person went over here. I was hoping that Dana Brooke would come out and cost Charlotte this match, you know, to enhance and develop their feud. But I was actually okay with what they did here and have Sasha Banks win clean and via tap-out submission instead of a pinfall that we got at one of the last 2-hour episodes of NXT specials. In that 4-way match where Sasha Banks pinned Charlotte, but now this time Sasha Banks made Charlotte tap out, so that was pretty good. In the show of respect at the end, you know, these two girls laid it out there. It was a pretty good match. It may not be the best match those two had on NXT, but they still know how to put on a really good match, and it was a good way to close off the show. So my overall thoughts with NXT this week, you know, it was an okay to decent show. The only things that I really liked was the main event and the video package from Baron Corbin, and the rest were just enhancement matches that never really felt special or out of the ordinary. So out of 10, I would say that this show delivered 6 points. And if you saw NXT this week, what did you think about it? Feel free to leave those comments right here in the comment section below, and you can also hit that subscribe button down below this video as well to become an MRBer on this wrestling review show.